to Overkill here again. As promised, here is Orichalcos Challenge, the deck. Before I get into it, I just want to say a few things. I got some new cards in the deck that I'm trying to test out. I'm not sure if I'm going to remove them yet because I haven't really tested them yet. And I've also errated a few cards. So the text on the cards are sometimes not the actual effect. But I'll go ahead and explain everything because this is how it's going to be for quite a while now. Some cards I am going to keep a mystery just for the sake of that ominous thing that I got going on where you can't tell what the cards do until you duel me. It kind of keeps things fresh that way. And let's get into it. First up, we have double Orichalcos Kutora, one of the key monsters in the deck. I pay 500 life points to special summon this from my hand, and then, while he's on my field, all battle damage I take involving monsters I control gets reduced to 0. Then, when he gets destroyed by battle or effect, I special summon Orichalcos Shinneros from the hand, deck, or graveyard. And then when our boy Shinneros here gets summoned, we get Orichalcos Dexia and Orichalcos Aristeros, also from the hand, deck, or graveyard. Shinneros' attack becomes equal to how much damage Kutora negated while it was on the field. And then Orichalcos Dexia's attack during the damage step is always 300 more than the specified position of the monster it is battling. And then Orichalcos Aristeros does the exact same thing, except he gets 300 more defense than any monster that attacks him. And also, Orichalcos Aristeros also has the effect that he can intercept attacks. Like, if you attack one of my other monsters, I can change the attack target to Aristeros and then just reflect with 300 more defense. And then when Shinneros gets destroyed, we special summon Divine Serpent. Divine Serpent is the key to the deck, the major win condition. There are other win conditions in this deck, but Divine Serpent has sort of still the mainstay. He has infinite attack, so if he touches your life points, it's auto game. But he has a huge cost for attacking and a huge winner-take-all playstyle, where when he gets summoned, I have to discard my entire hand, and then my life points become 0. However, as long as he remains on the field, I stay in the game, and I bypass all win conditions. So, like, if you can't, like, Final Countdown me, or Exodium me while he's on the field, which is kind of cool. And in order for him to be able to attack, I have to mill 10 cards. So he does have some really big attack, but if I get him out late game when I have less than 10 cards in my deck, he's pretty much just a sitting duck for you to destroy and win the game. Next up, double Orichalcos Gygas. This card is very fun. Whenever he gets destroyed by battle or effect, he special summons himself back from the graveyard. And then he gets 500 more attack every time he comes back. And his downside is that if I use his effect on my opponent's turn, I have to skip my next draw phase. However, he can die and come back in multiple times in one turn, and I only skip one draw phase because of rulings, which is kind of cool. So he basically becomes a wall that they can't get over. Normal monsters. 3 Orichalcos Soldiers. Just level 4, 2000 attack, normal monsters. Now, how we abuse the soldiers is with Orichalcos Rescue Rabbit. It is basically Rescue Rabbit. I just changed the name to Orichalcos so that it has better synergy with the deck. And since it is an Orichalcos card, I could run 3 copies of it, but to make things a little bit more balanced, I'm sticking to the Rescue Rabbit limit. Now we got some new cards here. We have 2 Orichalcos Serpent of Order and 2 Orichalcos Serpent of Chaos. These are my pendulum. This is my new pendulum engine. And if you want to find out what these guys do, you're going to have to see them in action when you duel me. For the last of the monsters, we've got Mirror Knight Calling. When it's ritual summoned successfully, I get these 4 tokens here. And when the tokens would be destroyed, well, they each come in with a counter, and then when they would be destroyed, the counter gets removed instead. And then also, while they have a counter and they battle an attack position monster, during this damage step, their attack becomes equal to whatever monster they're battling. And then Mirror Knight Calling's last effect is, once per turn, I can put a shield counter on all my Mirror Knight tokens that have lost their shields. So it basically creates another wall of chump monsters to try and get over. Next up, we've got, for spells, 1 copy of the Seal of Orichalcos. This version has all the effects from the anime, and I got rid of that spell speed 4, discard it to negate and destroy anything garbage, because I felt that was starting to get really overpowered. So instead I only run 1 copy of the seal with all the effects from the anime, and I just replaced the other 2 seals with some different cards. Then we've got Orichalcos Deuteros. This one hasn't changed. Activate it by sending the first seal to the graveyard. It gains all its effects. Then once per turn, I gain 500 life points for each monster I control. Tritos, which is pretty bull, but I run it because it's one of the core Orichalcos cards. And when my opponent activates a spell or trap card that would affect monsters on my side of the field, I can negate and destroy it. So they can't, like, Raigeki or Darkhole me, which is pretty cool. Some custom support, you've already seen this, but we got 2 Chosen Destiny here. I pay 1,000 life points to activate this, then I can either search an Orichalcos card, or I can destroy an Orichalcos card on the field, ignoring its effects. So, for the purposes of the challenge, if I'm about to lose the game, I can use this to destroy the seal, and then I don't have to forfeit a soul for the challenge. Orichalcos Eye, basically a continuous Chosen Destiny. Once per turn, I pay 1,000 to search an Orichalcos card. Card of Demise, my 1 of Busted Draw Power card. It lets me draw until I have 5 cards, but then 5 of my standby phases I have to discard my entire hand. So this card can be really bad if I draw like a really good card I want to keep, and then I have to discard my whole hand. Monster Destruction, Raigeki, and then another monster out, we got Snatch Steal, because it's pretty obvious. 2 MSTs because I couldn't find room for 3. However, some of the other cards in here also help with back row removal and destruction. And plus, once I get 3rd seal out, these become useless, because I can just negate any trap that would stop my monsters anyway. Okay, new card. 2 copies of Effect Shut. This was a last-minute decision as my out to the power creep. When an opponent's effect monster activates its effect, negate and destroy it. Pretty overpowered, pretty bullcrap, I know, but it is, I deem it necessary because of the power creep, and monster effects are running rampant right now. The last spell card in the deck, Orichalcos Mirror. I tribute monsters from my hand or field that have 6 or more stars to ritual summon Mirror Knight Calling from the hand or the deck. For trap cards, more generic draw power with Reckless Greed, 3 of them. Compulsory Evacuation Device and Solemn Warning. And another card I added at the last minute because of the power creep. The same reasons for Effect Shut. 2 Briar Transplants. This was used by Akiza in the manga, and all it does is it banishes 1 card on the field without targeting it. It's in here for the same reasons as Effect Shut. I know it's pretty overpowered, but it's in there, and I'm testing it, so we'll just have to see what happens. 1 copy of Crossheart. This card is pretty cool. When I take battle damage, I activate this and take permanent control of the monster that just attacked me. Pretty cool effect. The last card in the deck, Orichalcos Thisia. I tribute 1 Orichalcos monster and then send them to 2 cards my opponent controls to the graveyard, which is awesome. It's like Icarus attack. Extra deck, we've got Utopia, which solely exists so I can summon Orichalcos Sealed Utopia. I discard an Orichalcos card and banish Utopia from my extra deck to summon it, and then some pretty cool stuff happens. Orichalcos and Tuneric. This guy has a mysterious effect. I'm not going to explain what it does until you duel me. And I'll just say, watch out when I get 2 Orichalcos monsters in my graveyard. For rank 3s, because I can overlay the Serpents are level 3 if you didn't notice. We have Wind Up Zen Mines, Leviar the Sea Dragon, Ghost Trick Alucard, Leviathan Dragon, and Acid Golem. 3 best rank 4s in the game: Honor Arc, Castel, and Exciton Knight. And then the last 3, well, second to last card in the extra deck, 3 Orichalcos Dragon, is essentially an Orichalcos Eye with 3000 attack, and it abuses the Rescue Rabbit engine because I can summon Rescue Rabbit, summon 2 soldiers, and drop this big bad boy, which is pretty cool. And then the last card in the extra deck is my secret trump card that I only bring out in dire situations. I'm not going to show you what it is. You'll have to figure it out for yourself. Side deck. Just 3 of this. 3 Swords of Banishing Light for the Burning Abyss matchup and Light Sworn matchup. It's basically, I activate it, I force every monster on the field into face-up defense position, and then for 3 of my turns, it stays on the field for 3 of my turns, and during that time, any card sent to the graveyard gets banished instead. So it's basically Macrocosmos, but it only lasts for 3 turns. So that was the Orichalcos challenge once again. Thank you for watching. Please drop a like to show your support. Comment down below, tell me what you think. I'll leave my Skype and Facebook information in the description, just in case you want to webcam duel this deck. And Mewtwo Overkill out. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next video.